What happens now? I mean, where do you take this?
You know, I have spent a lot of time with the organizers and protesters on the ground in Ferguson and greater St. Louis. And what I can tell you that I know if I know nothing, I know this for sure. These young people are organized. They are thoughtful. They are committed to creating change in the world around them. And it is not their intention to use violence to do that. They are going to work with and around the system as they need to. This isn't about rioting. This isn't about going out. Tonight. We're seeing a reaction that was provoked by decades upon decades of state-sanctioned killings of Black people that go unchecked over and over again. There was no social media in 1992 when we watched Rodney King beaten within an inch of his life on camera. And then we watched the people who committed that beating get off. I'm 30 years old. I was a very young girl when I saw that happen, and I've watched it happen over and over and over again. So you juxtapose that with somebody who's 50 years old and how long they've been watching that, or with someone who's 18 years old and they've known President Barack Obama to be the first leader in office that looked like them for all of these years, and yet the connective tissue between us is that it's not changing and it's not getting better. And while we were waiting for this decision for all these weeks and all these months and all these days, we've watched no less than 2 other killings of unarmed Black men in St. Louis. And we watched a 12-year-old boy be killed this weekend in Columbus, Ohio, in Cleveland, because he had a toy gun. We watched a mentally disabled Black woman killed in the same city because she was being taken into custody because her family called the police for help in restraining her. And then we watched another young man get killed in a project stairwell in Brooklyn, New York this weekend. And the police have already come forward and said it was an accident. It was a nervous police officer. He was trying to open the door with the same hand that he was holding the gun, and he let off one round, and that round killed someone's father.
And the victim didn't do anything.
The victim didn't do anything. He was not a suspect. When Commissioner Bill Bratton says the deceased was an innocent, when the police commissioner comes forward and says that this person was killed purely on accident, then we know we have a serious problem, because there's usually some sort of campaign built around that officer to defend his actions. So the people who are in Ferguson tonight, the people who are having this reaction to the death of Michael Brown and the decision not to prosecute Darren Wilson, are not just dealing with Michael Brown and Darren Wilson. They're dealing with everything they were dealing with prior to August 9th and all the terrible things that have happened since then. And the militarized reaction of this police department, of this state, of this governor, and the abuses of the people in Ferguson and greater St. Louis are what brought us to what happens tonight. So I pray that no one is harmed. I pray that there's no loss of life and property. But we did not do this. The organizers did not do this. The media did not do this. You didn't do this. I didn't do this. Black Twitter didn't do this. The police did this. The state did this. And they are reaping what they sow right now.